What's up, dirt people? Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming back. We got a bit of a unique video this time. We have 3 ZR2s out here. That's ours, all stock. This one's Hector's in the diesel with the suspension from Baja kits. And also Bala showed up with the ZR2 Bison. Most people don't know. They try to weigh out the math, see if it's better to buy all the accessories from AV and turn your ZR2 into a Bison, or just save money and get the Bison right off the bat. So you'll see those fender flares. That's one thing. The steel bumpers that come with the ZR2 Bison as well. And those wheels from AEV, it comes with all 5. I'll give you guys a closer look at the skid plates later that come extra, but this one happens to be the survivalist edition, meaning it comes with the snorkel, and the front bumper is a steel bumper. They usually just come winch ready. This one came with the winch and everything, so it's ready to go. Hector's had his diesel for a while. He's got the body kit on it. We'll go into some of the stuff there, long-term ownership, and then ours. I'll get into some of the long-term ownership too, just to let you guys, help you guys decide which model you want. First thing, there's no great place to put this. I don't know, it's not in my way, but a lot of people don't like it. It's the race radio. There's different makers, whatever, pick your poison, but it's really good on trails to help you go faster because you can communicate with everybody. So turning it on, let's see if my check engine light comes on. I have a bunk engine light that comes on and goes off before I get as the dealer, so I haven't fixed it. Tire monitor, just because I'm always switching wheels, I'm too cheap to get 20 cents of sensors, so I always got that blinker going. And my mileage, you can see I'm at 51,747 miles, and this thing's been flawless.
Check, ready to go.
Copy.
All right, pushing.
Here's the air filter. It's the Chevrolet Performance air intake, and if you're optioning them out, you'll notice that they're not supposed to be mated to the snorkel, but I got some Bison style mods up here just for puddle jumping, all that stuff, but it will work just standard if that's how you need it, just for desert running. Oh no.
Sorry, car wash guys.
I know. Be warned, the mod with the snorkel and air intake sucks up way too much air, meaning too much dust on the trail. We usually have it like that, but you might have to turn it around. This is the power plant, 3.6 liter V6, naturally aspirated, puts out 308 horsepower. You can get it in the Bison as well, or you can get the diesel, also in the Bison. The diesel puts out a measly 186 horsepower, but it's torque. It puts out 369 pound-feet of torque, so it's a beast. And more on diesel engine mods later.
What was that?
How hard were you driving back there until now?
How hard was I driving?
Yeah.
Let's say about 60% maybe.
Stop lying, fool.
For real?
These are the fender guards, the normal ones. The Bison comes with some cool beefy ones. The wheels I got are the AEV, the dual sports. I have them in the beadlocks just because I like drifting. This is the track setup. The stock tires are very fast on the dirt. I love them. These are my new wheels. They're from RW. These are also hybrids. You can mount them normal like this, or you can mount them on beads, or normal with the rock guard. These are better tires for crawling and trails and 4x4 and all that stuff. So I'm gonna have this set up on these wheels and this one like this, but with the spacers. Don't recommend spacers for you guys, but I like them for the track. But yeah, the spacers are gonna put added stress to all your components. These are the base ZR2 wheels. This truck started as a dusk edition, so it came with the black ones. These are stronger. I got these off Hector. I was never able to bend one of these. These are badass. And back to the fender guards here. This is where I did trimming to be able to fit these bigger tires in there. So we got videos for all the mods on here, actually, by the way. So check out our channel if you're interested in anything I mentioned.
That was awesome.
That was a little sketchy, but
I know.
it went well.
Yeah, that's good.
At 5.4 Bala, don't try to take that as a jump. There's a blind turn right after it. We have the Chevrolet Performance tie rod sleeve system. Highly recommend that mod. It saves you a lot of trouble. Whatever. We still have the stock DSSV suspension all the way around on all 4 corners. More on those. Lower control arms are stock. The half shaft, my axles, those are the upgraded racing ones. They're awesome. And you don't really need them, but if you got, like I do, the Chevrolet Performance, the upper control arms and the leveling kit, you'll be fine if she's just a street queen mall crawler. But if you're going 4x4 more than once a month, you're gonna want the axles just to make up for the added stress.
I think there's a track in this complex.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw. I assumed that you wanted to check it out. I think it's blocked off, but let's back up and check it out. I think it's all closed off already.
Alright, cool. Yeah, let's take it up.
Yeah. Bala's just coming up over the hill. Now under here, more mobility mods. That's the drive shaft from Chevrolet Performance. It's the steel one. I never had any problems with aluminum ones, but that's a nice upgrade. And you got the sliders. A lot of people want some mounted to the frame. These are mounted to the body, but I say it all the time, the lightweight of the ZR2 gets away with it. And that's an AV skid plate for the rear diff. It's made of boron steel. They got a cool stamping process. It's super light and super strong. And now protection from trail damage. We got some of those accents there and here. They're from Wrap Legacy. We go to them for all our wrapping needs, tint job, all that stuff. I'll show you guys where, say right here, you get a bunch of trail damage. Right here, I don't know if you can see on the paint on the side of the truck, I got some trail damage. Right here under the door handles, you might want to protect that with wrapping or accents. And that's about, this comes standard factory. It's got a little sheet right here, but yeah, look, oh, this is messed up. So yeah, if you're gonna abuse it, you're gonna pay for it. And next mobility mod is this Skid Pro. I love it if you want a desert runner and you don't want the extra weight of a heavy bumper. The Bison comes with an awesome steel bumper, but we want it fast, quick, and light. So this protects the underside. Check that out. We got some rash right there from the trails, but nothing too bad. And I'm pretty sure that track was an old running track from when it used to be like a women's facility or a school or a prison.
Right, yeah, can I back this way, right?
Yeah, I'm not zoomed in on the map close enough to see it, but it is somewhere over here. Oh yeah, yeah, keep heading in the direction we're heading. We'll bump into it. All I'm running is this. It's for the cell phone. It's to run lead nav. We don't do the lower end system. It's too complicated, not necessary, and too expensive. That's how we organize all of our runs, and that's how we show our files. He's smiling. You want to do two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive laps right here?
I'm on two-wheel drive. It's tight.
Oh, it's just too small. All right, well, we'll just have fun on it. Some off-roaders are best at either crawling, trail driving, or high-speed desert running. The ZR2s, however, being the most configurable off-road vehicle on the market, means that it's capable of matching any vehicle in any settings. Drifting, desert running, crawling, trails, or sand dunes. Countering the old saying, jack of all trades, ace of none. The little truck holds its own anywhere in the world. All right, let me show you guys how to put it in off-road settings. You just push this down, the little mountain thing, and off-road mode turns on. And I like two-wheel drive, but this is how you switch it to 4. You go to auto, that's a really fast setting. 4 high, that's a super fast setting. And then for 4 low, you need to pop it into neutral or else it won't go. See, it gives you, they say for 4 low, shift to neutral. So we're gonna keep it in two-wheel drive. It's still in off-road mode. And your traction control, see right on the screen, you push it once and that's how you get your normal one. That's gonna piss you off on the dirt. What you need to do is, let me put it back to normal. You need to hold it down for like a 10 count or whatever. It'll come back on, but this is the warning. You want to see StabiliTrak off. That's what you want. Once you do that, you get a lot more slipping in the rear, and then you hit that, you lock the rear axle. You can lock it in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it doesn't matter. And then if you want, you put it right here on the L, and that's manual. You can click like this and it holds your gears. It's awesome. Real quick, for some of you that want to practice drifting and getting sideways, you see how Hector starts wide, then closes up and throttles out. That's the best way to do it, and you'll see in a little bit, because when you mess it up, it's the most forgiving way. It puts you in a racing line trajectory, so even if you're too sideways or not sideways enough, you're going in the right direction. See there, like he kind of went off, but he's still facing the right direction. He didn't have to do anything. If you wanted to have fun on the track, like Hector is here, you would do it in two-wheel drive with the rear locked. If you're going for the fastest time, then you would practice between 4 high or 2 auto or 4 auto, whatever it's called. And if you're on terrain like this where it's desert running, or you snuck into a Raptor run or something in your ZR2, then you do want to be in 4 high. It is the fastest setting for just the terrain like this. When it gets technical and everything, the ZR2 is very nimble, so it's great for scouting like we were doing here, or if you chose to run this hard. We weren't, obviously. As far as an owner's tip, however, I recommend you stay in two-wheel drive just to make you a faster driver. I'm in 4 lately just to torture test the Chevrolet Performance axles. So I snuck that in just to make fun of Hector, but a lot of people are confused about PSI settings. Some people stay at 20, 25. The lower you go, the more stable it is at high speeds in desert running. For sand, the same thing, the lower the better, but then you risk steep beating. And then for rocks, you don't want to go too low because the truck will high center. The ZR2 high center is easy. I found 17 psi to be the sweet spot all the way around. And about 15 psi seems to be the point of diminishing returns. And the tire rack. This one's made by our homie Jason up north. I'll put links to everybody and all the mods we got. He installed the lights for us. I use LED whips. I take them off for the street, obviously. It holds those tires. Those are 32-inch tires. But it also accommodates 37-inch racing tires, as well as 11-gallon racing fuel tanks in here in the well. And yeah, we have all our fluids there. Awesome setup, goes in and out quick, not bad. And our power tank clone right here just for refills. Upcoming videos will show the ZR2s being great chase trucks for race teams, but for now let's start dispelling the myth that a ZR2 Bison is only for overlanding. Bala's truck is brand new, so he's supposed to be taking it easy. He forgets later on and does some donuts, but whatever, he's just breaking in the engine. A lot of people go on dirt ASAP from the dealer. That's awesome, but take it easy first time out. Steel bumpers, extra skid plates, and winch do add weight, but it doesn't seem to slow her down much. More on resale value later, but the ZR2 holds its value really well. I'm curious what the Bison does. As is, it's worth it to buy one instead of buying all the aftermarket parts to make your ZR2 a Bison.
Give it a rip.
Crazy.
Hold this like this. Now give it gas, all of it. You see?
Yeah, but...
You can steer with the rear.
No.
If you're interested in jumping these ZR2s, more on it later, but they land a little bit nose heavy. It's performance and balance, but I'll show you how to remedy that. Oh. Did you hit that jump, Hector?
Sure did.
Yeah, the street at 3.4 Bala, it's a jump at 30 miles an hour. And it's a heavy landing in the front, so watch it. So the ZR2 for jumping can land a little bit nose heavy. They're great jumpers though. To remedy this though, and do it in all trucks, as you approach the ramp, you only want to be around 70-80% on the gas, and then before your front tires lift off the ground, you want to be pinned all the way down to throw your weight back. This will result in you landing flatter, meaning you can maximize your jumps by about 15 or 20%. The one thing you don't want to do though is let off the gas, because you'll nosedive and lawn dart. It's nasty. Also, make sure you're in two-wheel drive and let off the gas before you land, and don't touch the brakes. Also, every now and then after a decent jump, the transmission gets stuck in D with the flashing. We call it the flashing D. I don't know why that happens. Just turn it off and turn it back on and you're good to go. And now some examples of why you never want to be shy from the throttle. But first, to all those asshats that are selling perch kits that tell owners you can just power through and skip over the tops of the whoops. No, you can't. No stock truck likes whoops, and no stock trucks has the power or the responsiveness to do that. But stay off the brake, and yeah, just take it through or you're going to crash. This would have been bad if you hadn't committed on the throttle. And now Zach with the second example of why you don't want to shy away from the throttle. If he hadn't committed right here, he would have lawn darted right. I don't know why he wanted to take this jump. I told him it's a horrible jump to take, but whatever, he goes again. Now the sports bar. I actually don't recommend you guys get this if you're going to be abusive on the truck. The reason why Chevy's notorious for having flexing beds, and when you jump, it hits right here and cracks. Shoot, it's cracked right now. Let me show you guys. I don't know if it'll come up on camera, but right here it's got a crack. This is my second one already, and like I got to move this out of the way because it'll pinch my cable. That's for my radio. And now the fuel tank, you just open it. It doesn't have a cap. I have it on good authority from someone much smarter than me that these things stock with no tune do not benefit at all from 91 octane. So save your money, use the cheap stuff. A lot of desert runners are designed to run on cheap gas, so you'll always find gas in the desert. So if you just want it out of the box and not have to do anything, not touch it, want it to last, get the gas all day long. If you want to have a monster and build it up and all that, then you got to go the diesel. Everyone knows why diesel will be better. Lasts longer, better range, and you can get a ton of power. But we're talking about new diesels here. And they have a bunch of weird electronics for fuel economy, for emissions, for all that stuff, and it drives you crazy. Engine mods are gonna set off a lot of codes and turn it into a project truck. Hector knows firsthand. But at the same time, his has never left him stranded.
What happened, fool? Is acting up?
Every fucking light is unmeasurable.
Oh, turn it off. Turn it off. Let's turn them off.
Huh?
Turn them off.
So the aforementioned skid plates, they come with 5 and I think an option for 6 in the Survivalist edition. And I was curious how the extra weight would affect body roll, all that stuff. Of course, Bala couldn't resist the dry lake bed, doing some donuts in the Bison. It actually teaches you a lot of vehicle control. So when you can practice it safely, do it. That's why racetracks have skid pads. When we first got our ZR2, however, doing donuts on this same dry lake bed, we overheated. And we found out later an air bubble in the radiator, all that stuff. But I have found since then the ZR2 likes to feather the throttle. Don't just stomp down on it. Give it some gas and stab it up and down, up and down, up and down. Keep the tire spinning and keep the vehicle from getting too much momentum.
You overheated that quick?
No, he got a warning. Kind of an important tip if you plan to abuse it off-road. The ZR2 holds up really well. Like, it doesn't start falling apart, it doesn't start rattling, it still doesn't rattle inside, but there's sections of road that it just gets really choppy that you start just going faster to skip over and you start sliding around. Those are horrible. They'll cause cracks in your frames, cracks in your weld. Your whole truck will start to fall apart. So avoid them or slow down.
You, man.
Falling apart.
Pay attention when I close the doors. If you hear that rattle when you close your door, the skid plates come loose. So I just got to push this up and tighten this and that rattle will go away.
What happened? They yanked it?
I got a little excited because, I have a ZR2. One of the ones back there, we went down, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll just hit the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
And right after that, there was another one that just went like that.
And it caught the...
Oh, my friends,
Oh.
the winch, the winch line looks like it's a little tweaked because the line was hanging there instead of being all tight.
And now the front lights. Everybody knows these are the KC Pro 6 lights, all that stuff. And we got a good hookup from a friend that made a bracket for us. The consumer brackets that are on the market for these, if you plan to abuse them off-road, they do not hold up. So we had to get a custom one, and I highly recommend it.
All right, go ahead and go for it.
So this will fall into the category of the radios for trail safety. You see the 2 cube lights in front of Hector's truck. He has them in the back as well. A lot of people want to keep their trucks stock for reliability. You're exactly right, but don't overlook that mod. They cut the dust in front of you, helping you see better, and you can only drive as fast as you can see, but also it lets the people behind you know how quickly they're approaching to you. So we didn't hear Hector call it out that he was gonna stop, and we got pretty close to crashing because we weren't paying attention. Always the fault of the one in the rear, and Bala's truck is brand new, so he can't do anything about it, but yeah, get yourself some chase lights if you can. And the seats are pretty damn awesome. You don't slide around, they grip you really good, they hug you, and for long trips they're really comfortable. A lot of you don't know, if you got a big like F-150 pre-runner or a Raptor, you slide around in your seats a lot and your back is dead by the end of the trip.
I don't have to watch this kid. I don't fucking care.
I know. Also, if you've seen our last video, you know we got the Wraith off-road exhaust. Check that out, we love it. Not annoying, but sounds good when you're on the throttle. Look. So now the most important mod of all is the driver. Like always, know your equipment, know what it's capable of, and know what you're capable of. And Hector's a perfect example of it coming up. Like I said, he gets faster every trip, he keeps building his truck, but he keeps it real and makes sure he drives home every day. He's not stupid. You want me to record you flying through this section, Hector? I know, this. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. If you know anyone that could find this video useful, again, over 50,000 miles in the ZR2 and tons of documented abuse, it's hard to ask of much more from something sold as a consumer product. If buying used, you have a few things to consider. They hold value a little too well. Once you factor in the incentives from the dealer and the manufacturer, as well as compare interest rates on new and used vehicles, you might find yourself actually saving money buying new. Because of high residual value, they also make great lease options. So if you're looking for a gas, diesel, Bison, doesn't matter. Remember that the most important component is yourself. So keep learning, keep driving hard, keep repairing and building, and of course, keep it dirty. The hell is that? Banana.